Right, you horrible lot. The nights have been drawing in for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's cold and it's wet and rainy outside, at least if you're living in the UK. So what better excuse, even though it's the height of summer, allegedly, supposedly, than a 7 versus 7. This game going down just a couple of hours ago. I have literally reviewed about 50 games since I last did a video. I don't always do a video, as you know, unless there's one worth casting. And this one apparently was. And so let's take a look. We'll start with Team 1 then, and we'll introduce our players over here. It's a little bit of music on, there we go. And in first position over here, for Team 1 is Defective Lettuce. He's a 1200 UEF going first land as Ferrari Red. His neighbour, the K-Link, also from the ANZ clan, or also, I should say, he is from the Australia-New Zealand clan. He's a 1000 rated Seraphim there, also going first land. As we continue along the front line for Team 1, we've got Gumpy, 1200 UEF. Sky Blue, also UEF. And last but not least, in golds, we've got ourselves Matter 1, also from the ANZ clan, 1800, also UEF. As we continue behind the front line then for Team 1, in purple we've got Steck, a 1200 going first land from Cybran. From the ANZ clan. He is Cybran, I beg your pardon. He's going first land as well. His opposite number, by far the highest rated player in today's game, is Pavor. He's a 2500 UEF there, going banana yellow. Also going first land. Lots of UEFs on Team 1 today. And in the rear with the gear, we've got ourselves Millenwise, also from the ANZ clan, Seraphim, going first land in khaki green. All right, Team 1 introduced. Let's go and switch over to Team 2. On the southern side, almost yellow. I basically can't tell them apart. It's more like a marker pen yellow, but so similar to the other yellows. We've got ourselves an Aeon. Somebody that's gone ahead and misclicked at least. At least it would be if it were me. Or if it were random. Also from the ANZ clan, Omni Haven 1400 going first land, second land. His neighbour in white, we've got ourselves 1300 Desert Wolf 216. Cybran first land as 1300. Continuing on in orange, who grabbed himself the Hydro, also having gone Aeon, is Babel. It's the 1400s. And last but not least, for the front line for Team 2 is Cheerios, the 1600. We had to get a little bit of a rating somewhere, somehow, to help offset Pavor. He's going first air, second land as Cybran. He's gone in brown. As we continue behind the front line then in pink, we've got Dulatha, a 1400 UEF, first and second air there. His sidekick for today is Sapir, the highest rated player on Team 2, clocking in at 1800, going Seraphim, first and second air it seems, in green. And last but not least, it's Alfie 123, also from the ANZ clan, a 1500 rated Cybran there, going in the darker electric blue. Probably my favourite colour in the game. Alright, there we go. So, as we said, average rating for today, 1478. I forgot to get an exact breakdown on the numbers, which is, that's my mistake. Sorry about that. I always like to give the exact numbers where possible. It is a Neuroxys 1123. So the Neuroxys map gen went over to 1122 for a little while. Didn't stay there very long, did it? We're already on 1123. The previous version having been with us for almost a year, I believe. It was, seemed to think so. Diagonally mirrored from lower left to top right, and we've got our first little bit of action taking place now. K-Link dealing with a couple of these annoying Auroras that Babel sent his way. Outranging, of course. Do have a groovy little Supreme Commander tune for you. You know these... I'm sure you've heard of these AI-generated tunes. While we're waiting for things to unfold, it's a great opportunity to give it a whirl. So, let's see what you think to this.
The battlefield is waiting, my heart starts to pound. I'm the supreme commander, gonna take that ground. I strategize each move, every step I make. My fingers on the keyboard, it's a game I won't fake. I'm in the zone, fierce and strong, there's no going back.
Some bombers over here from Cheerios going for the engineers on the plateau. Anyway, I think that's enough of that. We will play. I'll tell you what, I'll play it as the outro this one time. We'll put the full song on. Doesn't quite go with the in-game, does it? Some nice work there. Matter one able to keep his engineer alive, but Cheerios is not going to be defeated. Sends in 2 more bombers. Heavily escorted this time. Oh, what's going on? Cheerios should have been killed thrice over. Or should have been killing thrice over, should we say, but it's just not happening. Zulaf has been able to get some engineers across the plateau. This is a landlocked area. As you can see, there is no ramp on this part of the map, which is really unusual, actually. There appears to be very little direct linkage between the teams. We've got a very narrow gap here. Cheerios has been very brave and walled it off. So the only open areas of the map are the south-central areas. And that appears to be where most players are getting gun upgrades at this moment in time. I think this base here from Dulatha is a little ambitious. He's got 2 factories online so far. He's going to need a lot more than that. See over here that he's up against Mata1, and Mata's got himself 4 factories. Well, even if you weren't paying attention on the math, I was going to say, not paying attention, that is of course until Cheerios flies himself in, and he must have flown himself in. There's no way the commander could have gotten in there, and so somewhere, somehow, is a Tech 2 air factory. As we take a look through the south central region, still very quiet. Everybody's getting a gun or a tech, something somewhere. We've got 3 commanders here. Desert Wolf, Alfie 123 alongside Sapir. Sapir, who for now at least still stock. Desert Wolf has him send the gun. Alfie stock. And this is a 3-on-1 situation here. Gun or otherwise, Millenwise will not be happy about this. There's also Mantis. This is the worst possible situation you could ever find yourself in as a player. 3v1s and outnumbered on the old spam. Millenwise says whoops, whoops indeed. Does actually manage to back himself off. Millenwise clocking in at 1400 on the average, so he's slightly below the average rating, and that may have been behind the decision there from Team 2 or Team South to let him live. Millenwise getting away with about 1600 hit points, which is around 10 or so percent. Take a look down here. We have ourselves Pavo. He's trying to get himself the upgrade. Tech 2 as UEF, no gun or anything else as of yet. Has got assistance there, which is just as well, because we had these Auroras on his case. They'd have had an open goal, and so the 1200 rated there. Defective Lettuce actually saving the 2500's day. And that isn't to say that Pavo couldn't have cancelled, but he would have cancelled and in all likelihood lost those engineers. Nice team play. Taking another look over here, it would appear that Dulatha's flying himself north, and I wonder, is he flying himself in? Yes, he is. He has got some interceptors there to screen. Cheerios is here anyway, but you're really going to have to ramp up the production if you're wanting to hold this area. Let's take a look on the other side as Matter1. Well, Matter's still operating on the 4 factories. He's going to want to ramp up production as well. Certainly now there are 2 commanders in the isolated region, or the landlocked region, thanks to those plateaus. Cool map. Let's take a further look south now. There does appear to be some action at last. Come on, come. Omni Haven with a sniper upgrade, double gun. Hava looks like he got himself the tech online just in time. Gets himself the second triad up. He's also gotten a tech 1 point defense or so there, so that's going to dissuade any sort of attack by a solitary commander. Certainly when there's a few tanks there as well, thanks to defective lettuce. Omnihaven, well, best thing he can do is run away, I think. Looks like he's doing just that. He is, however, providing pressure further north versus defective lettuce. Once again, these Auroras. Defective lettuce also went for the tech. Has he got gun yet? No. So we've both UEF commanders over here with a tech 2. Neither of them yet with the gun. Tech 2 commander does upgrade to the gun very quickly, in case some of you Cybrans were wondering. Assuming, of course, you've got the eco to do so. It's incredible how much these commanders are struggling here. They do not have a third factory with them. Again, they are just up against the 4. Matter1, if he wants to hold this area, is going to have to think of something. I just wonder how many mass points do we have in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again on the other side, so there are 8 mass points to be fought for there, which is certainly not worth neglecting. Definitely once you're going long term. Looks like the 2 commanders are working up. We did see a notification there from Matter1 announcing that there were 2 commanders. Well, some nice bombing runs there from Cheerios. Spread through the center of that formated squad. Taking out a lot of units there. Heavily damaging a lot more. Steck going for the cheeky distance build there. Would like to welcome Syndersist onto the patrons. Big hello to him. Helping to support the channel. Speaking of which, even though we've had crappy weather in the UK of late, which is actually great when it comes to doing casts and stuff, it's been really hard to find decent games. Sometimes I find them straight away or, you know, same day anyway. But it's been about 50 games, and that's no exaggeration that I've gone through. We usually go through 2 or 3 most days when I have like a spare, you know, a spare hour, right? And all of them, there was either a desync or something. So I'm always grateful when people send them in and that they are good. Big fight there. Just see how we're going over here. Dulathab, tell you what, this is a decent comp for the game. Look at this. He's Tech 2 gun and got the TML. So as long as he's got the resources to produce, that will go pretty quick. We're also seeing mobile missile launchers here as players make their ways through to the Tech 2 stage, and a decent fight here. Desert Wolf with a bunch of rhinos. Is a decent Tech 2 unit. I do like the Rhino. Defective lettuce here. At least it looks like versus 3 commanders. Even if we ignore those handful of rhinos that are making their way there. He's producing Tech 2 point defense. My only concern is, can he get enough online? He's building tap missile defense. That's probably not the unit you'd want to be building. If you could see what I see. K-Link there with a nice bombing run. Very nice. Going for one of the commanders, having successfully taken out a bunch of engineers. If we go further west, Hava there, where he's definitely locked this area down. Kind of unusual to see such a high-rated player shield up and build what is very much more like a turtle type of base. If I was playing, that would kind of be what I would go for. Of course, being the rating that he is, look at him, he's the first to get well north of 100. These are live mass tick-for-tick values. Maybe that's why. And what have we here? Millen-wise, rolling onto the scene with a strategic bomber. What's going to happen to that one? Oh! My apologies. Gumpy there takes out Babel in the center of the screen. He's getting distracted with the strategic bomber. The first player down for Team 2, the 1400. Gumpy says he's played long enough. Sends him home. So far we've got 3 kills. Very limited air force there from Team 2 to deal with. A load of interceptors there actually shooting down the ASF that was in pursuit of the strategic bomber that's very heavily damaged. Strategic bomber comes back in and fires upon a Tech 2 mass extractor. Then flies into a bunch of flak, hovers over it, gets away with... doesn't get away. I was going to say 38 hit points. Not enough. With it, the first unit there. Look at him firing TAC missiles. Who's he firing at? I guess Steck was standing still a little too long. Yes, he was. He moves, realizes what it was that hit him. Further to the south. I tell you what, not very much going on down here, considering we've got 2 of the higher rated players, well, the highest in the game, Sapia and Pava. Maybe they're happy just to sign off unofficially on the piece. Sapia, how's he doing? He's about to tick over 100 mass. Looks like he's going to be next. Lots of ASF over here from Alfie 123. Team 2 seem to be in charge of the air for now. Sapia also having gone for the ASF. Although Millen-wise, on the other side, does appear to have more of them. Though at least for now he's by himself. We've got a lot of transports here from Matter 1. Tech 1, and clear. Well, I say what they're going to be used for. They're flying in what appears to be a Tech 3 unit hanging off the bottom of that. Is that a Percy? It is. So we've got our first Percy in there. And that's because Dulatha here with his mobile missile looks like he's actually gotten rid of these factories, which is really good. I'm just wondering, is the other guy... Oh yeah, he has got attack missile defense there. Yeah, Matter 1 is aware. And we've got ourselves another strategic bomber making its way towards the south. What be on the menu this time? Oh, here it comes. Flies into some flak, always good. And fires off at... is that the factory? No, it's split between the 2-point defense. The 2 mass extractors, I beg your pardon. I'm not sure if they were upgraded or not. It seems unlikely that such a forward mass extractor would be at Tech 2 at this stage of the game. You never can tell. What's we here? Matter 1 does not like this establishment. Looks like a bunch of mechs there on their way to Tech 2 as well. In fact, that was a lot of orders that Tech 2 engineer had. So Cheerios would have never have known quite how many orders were in the can there, but there were a lot that went up. Bombs away again, bags himself a factory. Actually, with these Tech 2 engineers, beg your pardon, it looks like he was building Tech 2 mass extractor. Kind of unusual when you've got no defense at all. Millen-wise goes in again, and that looks like it's going to be his last. He picks off the unfinished mass extractor and the 2 engineers that were working on it, together with a Tech 2. Gotta say, no matter how good this game might have been, it has started somewhat slow. Guess that's to be expected by a sub 1500 game on the average. Perhaps all players electing to build our shit up before we kill one another. Cheerios. So this 1943 starts work on a laser. Pava starts work on a nuke at 1948. It's going to be a very quick nuke, assuming he can afford it. Let's just have a little peek. Well, here's his eco. He's got 4,000 odd in the bank. He's got energy. Could perhaps do with floating a little bit. Where are we? There it is. It's in just a little energy storage. It's going for the mass fabs. Okay, so he is going to stall while he builds it, but that doesn't really matter. As long as he's not stalling once it's done, the missile will build. It's going to be online very, very quickly. Stecky absolutely determined to establish on this plateau. Not that there's much worth having it, but it's a very strategically significant position. I just want to see when exactly does this nuke finish. But there's your answer. 20 minutes, 54 seconds, nuke launcher ready. To see when that first nuke comes out. I imagine he didn't rush a nuke to then hang around with firing the missile. Cheerios with the mazer there, having completed 93 seconds, so that was dang quick. Let's have a little look. Where is he at? Wrong one. There he goes. Flies himself onto that central plateau. And so this could be very difficult to defend against, certainly as Cybrant, who's only got access to the Tech 2 point defense. If there had been Aeon point defense, I don't think Cheerios would have fared so well. But look at that. There's a lot of build capacity going up there as well. Go on, keep moving. We've got TAC missile launchers up here also. Got one in the clip, doesn't look like Steck was aware there to fire it. Down goes the Tech 2 support factory also. That was a successful raid, perhaps bolstered by the fact his team seemingly have control of the skies. Cheerios, get back in base. Go Telly, will be fun for you. Telly the nuke, says Sapia. Sapia now highlighting the nuke. Yeah, so Team 2 are aware that Team 1, specifically Pava, has a nuke. So, I'm surprised this was allowed. We've got ourselves a mass extractor there from Team 1. Well, I'll say allowed. It's like Team 2 are having to give up some of the front line voluntarily as well. They've not been beaten off. They've just voluntarily backed off. Cheerios starting work on the teleporter. Arthur there electing to back off. Problem is, and yeah, lots of energy notifications. I do actually have the energy notification disabled in the settings. Doesn't seem to work though, does it? We still get the notifications. So the entire team trying to assist Cheerios there, getting himself the old upgrade. Oh my goodness. I don't really think sending a few hundred energy here and there is going to make much difference. He needs about 10 fusion reactors. What's that say? Telly nuke. Per. I'm imagining that's a please from Desert Wolf. Yeah. Please Telly that nuke, because we're 24 minutes into the game and I don't yet have a nuke defense. Look how close that is to being fired. I think that's going to complete before we get ourselves the telly. It's only at 40%. We actually have Any anti... Well, yes, we do. Right there. That's not ready, though. That's only about 80%. Have to see how quick Haver is at firing. I assume he's intel. Well, there he is. He's got spy plane. He's put down a suggested target. The SMD has been marked. Looks like that's been marked before. And Pava ignores all of that and fires it into the back, perhaps thinking the anti-nuke can't possibly be ready. So here it goes. Well, that's going to connect, no doubt about it, unless... Oh, look at that. It's close. It's like 2 or 3 millimeters off completion. Where's the nuke? Here it comes. And anti-nuke online. There it goes. And that doesn't get much closer than that, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked that, if you liked it, go on. It were pretty close, wasn't it? Let's face it. Pava, no doubt disappointed after all of that. Yeah, I would be too. I would be too. Matter one probing down here. Oh! Ho, 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 ho. Slow time down. Hold the front page. Cheerios. I'm always missing chat, but on this one occasion, I managed to catch it. Cheerios, where is he? There he is. Oh, he's trying to charge and he's got no energy to charge with. That is a problem, because not only is it going to take much longer to teleport, it's going to give away that you're going. I imagine it's over. Yeah, there it is. So look at this. Pava is already got the ground fire onto the location of where the commander is going to pop out at. So there's no questions there what's happening. Pava's run away, and I think with that we can go to full pace. Sapir there with the advice. He's also being told by other teammates. Yeah, and there we go. The teleport has been cancelled. Yeah. Get yourself some energy storage and a bit more energy online so you can teleport a bit quicker. Speaking of doing things more quickly, we've got ourselves our first experimental online down here, a fatty down south. That's belonged to Pava. So Pava, at 26 minutes, has himself a nuke that's already been fired and an experimental. Got a bunch of Tech 2 there trying to have a go at it together with a few Tech 1 bombers. Knocks out about half the shield that's otherwise causing no trouble for the fat boy at all. Oh, we're doing what's right. Rolls in retreat. You always want to try and use the fat boy at range. By the way, some people still do not know that the fat boy, if you click on it, there's like a little, I can't click on it as observer, there's like a little secret compartment at the back. It allows you to use the factory part of the fat boy even while it's moving. So don't just select the main of the fat boy. There's like a little bit back here where that ramp is. Click on that. I did it on a video ages ago, but evidently some people haven't seen it. I see too many people not using the factory on the fat boy. I mean, if you don't have the eco, you don't have the eco. But for the rest of the time, build shields, flak, Percy's, whatever. And we'll look through the middle. Oh, we've got a chicken coming down from K-Link now. The 1000 rated. Brings in his first experimental also, which is a little bit dicey. Because if we move over here, we've got ourselves Omnihaven, who's on the opposing team. So if K-Link wishes, he could cut across, and there's very little that could be done about it. And K-Link continuing to prod at this army. There are Percy's there, though, so he's going to want to be careful. He is fully vetted up, so he's got nowhere to go, hit point-wise. But he does have a shield. FAF's over here. still the same. Hasn't upgraded. Does have a lot of spearheads after him, which, wow. The only unit really that's good versus a spearhead is a bunch of the Seraphim Tech 3 bots that could deflect them. Anything else is going to get pretty much overwhelmed. Certainly UEF tap missile defense. It's going to be very difficult to deal with that. We do, however, have our first experimental action down here. K-Link perhaps waiting a little bit too long. Sapir manages to get a chicken online, and that's going to be the first experimental loss there from Team 1, even though his was the first experimental to get there. That may encourage Pava to move in. So go to the north. Yeah, they've been in this situation so many times. You've got your mobile missile launchers firing on your base, so that forces you to come out and deal with them. Dulatha has actually got no units to deal with him apart from the commander, which would be easy to do were it not for these guys. But the problem is there's numerous Percies. They're now firing on the commander, 4-star or not. Look how quick his hit points are disappearing. He had almost 20,000 hit points. He fires a missile. Where's his overcharge? Well, it's not going to matter. One more hit. And that's it. Dulatha, the second player ejected from Team 2, thanks to just a handful of Percies there. He's going to regret not having energy storage. I didn't see a single overcharge come out. Here we actually see he did start trying to build some, but it was far too little, far too late. He needs civil energy storage to one-shot a Percy. Silver lining though for Team 2. We got Desert Wolf with a full health Monkey Lord hooking up with the chicken from Sapir. And they're no doubt going to want to shut off this, or shut down this forward base from Pava. Pava, who is long since evacuated himself. He has got Tech 3 engineers down here though. And there goes his fat boy. Come on man, keep this Monkey Lord together, Desert Wolf. Down goes the chicken. I don't think that needed to have been. We've also got a bunch of Harbs here. That was unfortunate. We've even got a few units down here as well from Team 2, so there was a lot. I don't think that chicken had to get lost there. I assume Desert Wolf's going to try clear this area out. Attack missiles coming out here from Stek. Waves of them. The first wave connects. There goes the second. That's going to be overkill versus a Tech 2 mass extractor. Cheerio's trying to build a SAM site. Fair enough. And Cheerio's... he's got Tech 3 support factories here. 3 of it. Well, he's actually got 2. And the HQ. And they're being picked on now. Just one more hit. One more missile and that's the HQ gone. So that there is pretty unfortunate on behalf of Cheerios. He was really strong until that very well placed cheeky base there. From Stek, yeah, he has now realized building tap missile defense, but not before Stek caused a lot of damage. That might actually have been the turning point. Okay, it was only one factory ultimately. He's forced Cheerios into Cheerio to building defense. Cheerio, who's got the telemaser, don't forget, hasn't yet used it. Quick look elsewhere. Things relatively stacked. Team 2 pushing out, reclaiming this area that we've seen Pava sat on for the majority of the time. I want to see what's going on over here. Cheerio, move your damn commander, man. Perhaps got stuck in the factory there. Sub 3,000 hit points for a while. Just send himself a mobile shield. We'll have to keep tabs on this guy. Surely you want to be thinking about using that dragonfly and getting away. Perhaps that's what he's trying to do. Get away from the front line. Move your Percies up, man. Come on, man. Don't move them up against the mobile missile launcher. They just don't stand them still. Don't bring them back. Move them in. It's unclear entirely what Cheerio's thinking. Perhaps just doesn't have the benefit of global vision like we do. Well, I don't know, man. You can see perhaps he's concerned of the excessive purses, but I mean, they're just going to die for naught. This is not nice to see. There are pings there from his teammates. Get out, please, says Sapir. There's the ping. Get out. Is he going to go for it? Is the question. Well, apparently not. He's not even moving his transport out. He did move the purses up, and that does cause a moment of pause there. As Matter 1 does temporarily bring him back. There's a bunch of Tech 1 bombers as well, which is nice to see versus these Tech 3 units. But these purses are getting closer and closer. He's only saving graces. He's got Mesa. He's got to dance. He's got to dance. He's a 5-star. There's nowhere else to go. Oh, dear. Deary dear. He goes down. And with it, the third player down, all from Team 2. Team 1 sitting very pretty. They've got all 7 players, including the 2500. They're the first to hit 1.8 million on the score. Look at the mass income. Although there was a bit of energy disparity there, but there's still about 500 mass per tick ahead. If we look at the total, they're at 1.57 million, 1.58 versus just 1.31 for Team 2. So whichever way you cut this, Team 1's well ahead. There's going to be somebody somewhere saying, yeah, that means Team 2's going to win, doesn't it? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see. But there is a silver lining for Team 2. Take a look at this. Sapir running up with a bunch of harbs into K-Link space. We've got 2 experimentals here. For the love of God, Desert Wolf. Bring your Monkey Lord across. No, assist. Assist. Oh, this is a mistake. Only for a few seconds, but it's cost him. Oh my goodness, get the Monkey Lord stuck in. You've got a full health Monkey Lord not using its weapon, while your teammate's got an experimental that's taking the full brunt of the enemy. A massive wave of Tech 1 bombers there by Millen Wise. Very nicely played. Somehow the Monkey Lord is a 5-star with only 1 kill. That must have been... I think it's because the kills reset. I think it was handed over at some point. Let's have a look over here. Very effective with the harbs. Oh, down goes the Monkey Lord. So this here army from Gumpy is Team 1. Now he turns back round. I'm not sure if that's a mistake. No, the last of the units are finished off. Meanwhile, what else we over here? Megalith versus... Oh, this is never nice, is it? Megalith getting swarmed by enemy units, getting run around. Nice move there from Steck, swarming it. Actually bags himself the Megalith with a Monkey Lord and a handful of bricks. Nice work. All the more when you consider he was a 1200. Gumpy, meanwhile, liking what he sees with the missile launchers up here from Matter 1, decides I'll have a go at that. The Tech 3 mobile missile launcher was one of the new UEF units. Whenever it was, everybody got a new unit at some point. The Spearhead was theirs. And once again, Team 1 looking very strong. So we get to 38 minutes. Let's have a little look then overall. So kill build ratio favouring Team 2. Well, something somewhere has to favour them. 0.27 as opposed to 0.22. Which of course means mass for mass. Team 2, the team down south there, able to get slightly more kills with the same amount of mass. Which is of course good because they've got less mass overall. You see there 1 point, Team 1 is about to roll over 2 million, Team 2 around 18. or so percent behind. Some nice work there with the sniper bots from New Haven. Always feel that they're missing a big bubble shield. We have a shield disruptor, but they're so vulnerable from the air. Couple of chickens now from Sapir. Moving in, Sapir's made use of this area. Look at this. We've got engineers from opposing teams wandering past each other as we have open Tech 3 mass extractors. I mean, you could do worse than pop yourself a point defense online, although Defective Lettuce not likely to get far with a Tech 1 engineer. And there we see they have been reclaimed by the Tech 3 engineers. It's unclear if that was a manual reclaim or automatic. Tech 3 engineers do reclaim Tech 1 engineers awfully quickly, even just on a regular patrol order. Nice move there from Sapir, using the long-range cannon of the Monkey Lord, tagging himself some of those bricks that was so problematic earlier on to the megalith. I have to say though, for considering Team 1 are so ahead, Team 2 seem to have more experimentals on the field. Certainly in no small part thanks to Sapir. He's got one here, he's got two over here, he's got another one that's just rolled off the lines here, he's building more here, and he's working himself on a disruptor as well. The Tech 3 static artillery. Let's have a little look who else has got what. Nothing too exciting. We've got the old Quantum Gateway down south from Desert Wolf, but I'll tell you what is exciting. A large number of strategic bombers here from Alfie. 12 of them to be precise, preceded by a scout. K-Link there shot down the scout. Now K-Link sends out a spy plane of his own. Alfie's had the foresight to lead his squad with a bunch of ASF. That's good not only to shoot down enemy aircraft, but will tie up the SAM systems. And in come the strategic bombers. Pava's on the menu. He's a full health commander. He's under shields. He's got shield of his own. And he lives. The nuke is down. He was sub 100 hit points. I don't know what it was. It was below 100. Delatha says lawful 92 on the health. It was something like that. One bomb remains. The bomb connects. I don't believe that. The last bomber in that chain made it through. Pava's down. In the same moment, we saw that nuke fired off by Pava there to his south. In the split second, he was being destroyed. Delatha there noticing it was the last bomb that connected. Yeah, and he was sub 100 hit points anyway. If you'd have had one bomb less, that would have been so annoying. And with it, the 2500 and a much needed break for Team 2 is out. We've got long range artillery flying across the map. We've got two chickens here from Sapir, and they're at risk of wiping out Defective Lettuce's base. Defective Lettuce is on the run. It's got so much, so many drone kettles here. There is a chicken moving in from K-Link. I love this play from Sapir. He moves the lower health chicken back, brings it back round, gets it into the fight to ensure that the high health chicken takes all the damage. We've got a chicken here. We've got numerous purses tipping in also from Defective Lettuce. Very nice play. The low health chicken there from K-Link manages to get away. Well, I say it manages to get away. It nearly did. And so this is suddenly a hole that's wide open on the western edge of Team 1's base. Team 1 that were looking so strong until a couple of minutes ago. Things now looking very concerning, but that said, well, the water droplets of doom, that right there is a Scathist. We'll have to check in on that in a moment. Just as it looked like Team 1 were on the down and out, it had to be said. The Scathist may help turn things around. Still got the 3 chickens here, still got escorting units. A few strategic bombers there from Alfie 123. One of them gets shot down. Surely defective lettuce is next. So many SAMs here. All of those strap bombs getting shot down, all 3 of 4. Team 1 not making the same mistake twice. And surely that's it now for defective lettuce. And yes, it is. The first, or should we say the second player down from Team 1 brings it back to a 4 versus 5. Or 5 versus 4, perhaps we should say, favouring Team 1. As the Scathist continues to tear up the map on the southern end. Desert Wolf now. What did that? Did what? No, surely not. Oh. My bad. Desert Wolf. Desert Wolf was not just picked off by the Scathist. It would appear that Desert Wolf sacrificed himself. He telemasered in and attacked the Scathist, destroying it. And then you can see the rapid response there from Team 1, realizing, oh, shit. And so Desert Wolf giving himself up there, taking one for the team. And with that, we'll go back to full pace. Makes it a 5 versus 3, favouring Team 1, who are now without a Scathist. All played there from Desert Wolf. I think it's very clearly that had he not given himself up there for the team, that Scathist would have completely dominated as it was doing. Apologies for missing the exact point of the job. I can only assume that there's only one reason why a player was dying right next to a Scathist, and that's because he teleported in. GC over here. Come on, man. Alfie 123, you've got all your air here. This GC is eating so many strategic bombers. I do wonder now what's Omnihaven doing with the GC. Looks like he's bringing it over into the one area that he perhaps shouldn't. Yet more strategic bombers coming in versus that GC. All of which connect. Out comes a full volley of Ravager fire. And down it goes. Yeah, perhaps not the best use ever of a GC, but tell you what. Sapia with 2 Monkey Lords over here. Look at this, using the ranged ability, just clearing out the bricks that are waiting up ahead there. Stek finally realizes it and orders the retreat, just as Sapia orders the advance. Sapia, who was able to get that Tech 3 artillery online, the Disruptor, does have a defense sat overhead to deal with now, and it looks like the target is the strategic missile defense. It's got 4 in the clip, soon to be 5. It is sat under a Tech 3 shield, so it's going to take a little while yet to break through, but can of course happen very quickly. Certainly once you start doing things like this, thanks to Matter 1. Stek is going to take the opportunity to push a 3rd Monkey Lord up front. Keep them moving, man. Don't stand them there. High value units stood there not doing anything only benefits the other team. Keep them moving. Another GC pushing in over here. There appears to be plenty of units there from Team 1 to stop it. Stek with 3 Monkey Lords. He's perhaps going to want to bring them this way, and that's exactly what he's doing. But until then, there are a lot of bricks. There's Percy's, there's Fat Boy. It's not even going to bag it, send the fatty, is it? And that's a no, doesn't even crack the shield. And that long range Artillery not necessarily going for the best target either. Got yet another Monkey Lord pushing through from Sapir. Sapir, who's played a blinder really. Where I see experimentals, it's got Sapir's name on it and has been seemingly all game. Precious little in that department coming elsewhere. Of course, Alfie 123 is on air, and Omnihaven, well, looks like he's having to rebuild, but Omnihaven is now working on the Tsar. And so switching gears a little bit, has felt like Team 2 have had air. It's not featured that prominently, I'm aware. They took out Pava with the strategic bombers, but really, it's time to split the screen. We've got Monkey Lords on the western side of Sapir. We've got more Monkey Lords through the northern central regions. I think just hide the scoreboard for a second there. Come on, man, keep them moving. This is, I think, Sapir's a little bit task saturated. This is terrible, letting all these point defense have an open goal. Keep them moving, man. Meanwhile, Sapir up north. He does now give the order. There we go. Was no doubt busy trying to do something elsewhere. It's like that first Monkey Lord taking a lot of fire finally goes down. It's a very well shielded up area here. Lots of layered shields. The Monkey Lords finally pop through. They've got to go for these. Down goes one Monkey Lord on this other attack. Oh, that chicken's going to come online. Look at this. He's right next to K-Link's commander. Doesn't manage to do the job. As soon as he cracks the shield, the Monkey Lord disappears. Let's have a little look. Have we got elsewhere? Well, we have actually. We've got the Khazar. We've got numerous other experimentals. Also got this Monkey Lord here that I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. I think Sapir must be a little distracted. This is where you could really do with another player for the extra APM to help out. Monkey Lord's retreated. Wow, that's good. It's out of the range of the point defense. That Monkey Lord's going to be able to inflict a lot of damage at range there. I'm not sure I agree with the decision to push it on in. This was perhaps... I suppose the other Monkey Lord was coming in regardless. Alright, let's go back to single screen, because that has had it, and we'll focus in once more on Sapir, who's pushing in again a couple of Monkey Lords. And we do have this Khazar waiting here for Omnihaven. I just feel like Omnihaven, come on, push it up a little bit. That said, counter-attack now from Stek. Been a little while. 3 Monkey Lords, not to mention goodness knows what up here. Mobile missile launchers together with the Tech 3 artillery. We also have ourselves a new source of artillery here from Sapir. And Alfie 123 once again roaming around the map with some strats. I wonder who's going to be on the menu this time. Like those Monkey Lords are going to break through nicely. Here come the strategic bombers then from Alfie 123. There's 13 of them. That's going to be unlucky for someone. In they come. They do fly over a few SAM sites. Oh, it's a Maven. It's like 99%. Man, that is going to hurt. I was wondering where all that eco must have been going from Team 1. Well, there's your answer. And Alfie says no more. Alfie then changes it in versus his Millenwise's air grid. Primary objective complete, and very successfully so. As the bombers go off map, as they come back round, coming back in, dropping bombs. And there's a good portion of Team 1's air grid going up. Omnihaven following it in now with his Tsar. Perhaps could have brought this in a little earlier. He's going to hover that over what was once upon a time Pava's base. He's hovering. He continues to fly. So many SAM sites over here. He's bringing in a second. This Tsar's actually performed very badly. Oh, he's over the shield. What's he going to get? He is destroying a few units as he goes. Does he get the commander? Steck is like 50%. Donut lands right next to him. That was so close, but we have a second donut here. It's taken a lot of damage to get here, though. Come on, quick, because we've got the Monkey Lords over there. Does he get Steck? Surely he's going to get Steck. Surely, surely, surely. Oh my goodness, he moves away at the last moment. That's too painful to carry on watching. Perhaps this is why Alfie 123 with 3 spiders, the 3 that we saw knock a hole through the area a while ago. Seems that Team 2 were that busy on attack, they forgot about it. And these 3 are going to seem almost unstoppable. Pava now declaring that we win. The second donut did indeed get shot down for not very much to show for it, has to be said. Alfie 123 is running away. Sapien needs to pick your air up and for goodness sake, not fly it over the dying commander. Perhaps also realizing too late, well, almost for sure, right? And suddenly, Team 2 are down to just as many players. Team 1 still hanging on to 5 of the original 7. Huge wave of scouts now over the top. Team 2's base from Millenwise. There goes another commander. Sapien, well, who's going to die anyway, lobs in the towel. And suddenly, it's Omnihaven versus the world. The existing experimentals there that were previously under Sapien's control still making their way north. We still have the artillery, but we've got 3 Monkey Lords here that seem pretty much unstoppable. Sat overhead, there is a donut though from Omnihaven.
Strategic launch detected.
Defective Lettuce calls it GG. Says he's back at the game after a few years. Welcome back, if that is the case. Always nice to have players, old and new. Hava says you do alright. Alright, indeed he does. That's one of the monkeys down with. Down goes number 2. And the chicken together with the donut are going to deal with Monkey Lord number 3. But the problem is his base has been torn a new one. That said, we do have a nuke impacted. In it goes. Did you see that anti-nuke just flick up just as the nuke came in? I guess it was too late. But that was an interesting thing. I don't think I've seen that before. So, fat boys together. I mean, they just look like a watering can of doom. Slow down time a little bit as we see what the fat boys there. Look at all those raining rounds of artillery as they make their ways towards what few units Omnihaven's got left. He's chucking everything that he's got, but as you can see, there's very little left. I mean, if he was started out, this would be a great position to be in, but he's not. And he's up against 5 players who've got a very cohesive base. They've got a very effective front line now, thanks to Gumpy. Gumpy is actually... In fact, I don't think we can underrate how important such a front line is, allowing the rest of his team to build up a little bit. We saw how vulnerable previously this flank was. I'll go back to full pace. The game felt 10 times more stressful than it needed to be. Well, I'm sure from Pava's perspective it was. Of course, when you are by far and out ahead in terms of rating, it's always possible, if not probable, that the other team's going to focus on you. So, Omnihaven, what's he doing? Well, yet another donut being flown in, but again, he's flying it over such a heavily defended airspace. He's not even taking out the SAM sites. He's just flying around. And so the donut's like less than half health, shields half gone before it even gets there. Got another donut over here. That's gotten shot down and again gotten basically nothing done. Could have gotten K-Link. I suppose he's not the primary target at this point. Looks like, oh, it's a nicely aimed donut. There's Matter 1, knocks out almost half the hit points. doesn't finish him off. We do have long-range artillery. Feels like it's been firing versus Matawan's base all game since it had been constructed, but it's not really achieved anything beyond forcing Matawan to produce a lot of shields, and it looks like they're about to put back on anyway. There they go. That round would have connected, but too little too late. Well, this cheeky little build here, what we got Milan-wise with a support commander, the Seraphim support commander that has teleported in and built a TAC missile base, but it seems it's all too much for Omni Haven, who's decided to call it a night. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you enjoy the game. Thank you very much for watching, and if, like me, you live in the UK, let's hope that we get some sunshine soon, yeah? Let's put the outro on, and as I promised, we'll have slightly different music this time. All right, here we go then. Until next time, I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
I'm ready to move. The battlefield is waiting, my heart starts to pound. I'm the supreme commander, gonna take that ground. I strategize each move, every step I make. My fingers on the keyboard, it's a game I won't fade. I'm in the zone, fierce and strong, there's no going back. I'm the tactical mastermind, staying on track. Tactical takeover, that's my claim to fame. Commander's under attack and he's got the gun. With every move I'll outsmart and outlast. In this game of Forge Alliance, I'm unsurpassed. Oh.
By the way, they're auto-generated lyrics. I don't think this is a claim to fame, but maybe it's talking about the players.
This, I don't play it light when it comes to strategy. I'm always in the fight. The clock is ticking, no time to hesitate. I gather my forces, seal my fate. I march to the rhythm, this game's my domain. My skills are legendary, the ultimate game. With precision and focus, I navigate the fray. Each decision I make leads us to victory's way. I'm the commander supreme in this digital sphere, a force to be reckoned with, fueled by passion and cheer. Tactical takeover, that's my claim to fame. Commander's under attack and he's got the gun. With every move I outsmart and outlast. In this game of Forge Alliance, I'm unsurpassed.
Yeah, thank you very much. Until next time from me, deep inside the UK, take care. Bye-bye.